Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to KHM Today, your bi-monthly resource for industry news and straight up fun. I'm your host, Carolyn Orphan. Today is February 5th, 2025. I hope you're all doing great. It has been a really busy couple of weeks since I last saw you all. We have released Destination Success. We have released Bootcamp 1.0 as of this afternoon. We just completed a week with our 2.0 agents in Cleveland, which was absolutely amazing. We had such a great time. 32 agents in the room, and I think we had 15 online throughout the week, and just great conversation, strategy, all sorts of fun things. So, excuse me. That's going to be a problem today. I did come back with a little tickle in the throat from that week, but all is well. Let's see. Sorry, you guys. This might be what it looks like a little bit today. Please let us know that you're here, because we want to make sure. There we go. Hi, Leah. All right. Hopefully I can make it through the episode. Well, you guys, one of the biggest topics in travel is always group travel. And we have two amazing agents with us today. They have both created really specific branding to themselves and to their businesses. And I'm absolutely fascinated by both of them. We are looking forward to them sharing their insights on group travel and what it is that they do that just makes people want to go with them. So please welcome to KHM Today, Marcus Williams. Sorry, and Wanda Thomas. Welcome, you guys. Hopefully I'm not hacking up a lung this entire time. Excuse me while I have my Diet Pepsi. Not sponsored by Diet Pepsi, though. Yet. There's my little plug. I'm waiting. You guys, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I know you're both so busy, but you're both fascinating to me, and I say that as the biggest compliment. Because you guys have this stronghold on group travel. So can we talk a little bit about your branding and how this came about? Wanda, let's start with you because you have a really strong brand.
So my branding of Too Busy Not to Travel came about really from a previous relationship where I was told that I was too business oriented. And it kind of stuck that, I am too busy. I'm always busy. And so then I started looking around our world and was like, we're busy all the time. Everybody's 24-hour connection from that standpoint. And so the name kind of stuck from that. And then thinking about that and creating the brand that as executive women in this world, as women in general in this world, we are so busy. We are tasked with everything. We wear multiple hats. Not that our gentlemen don't, but our women, you think about COVID and think about the fact that who stayed home to take care of the kids? The women in most cases. We were staying at home, take care of the kids, trying to homeschool. Well, not us, because I don't have any, but anyway, we were homeschooling. That's what I heard, as well as the fact that we were still trying to do our daily jobs. And so we're all extremely busy, especially the executive woman in the world, or a woman that owns her business or, has a societal position or anything of that nature. We have so many hats that we're wearing. And so I just promote that particular fact that we're so busy, but we deserve to take care of ourselves. We deserve to be pampered. We don't need to wait for anybody else to do it for us. We need to take the strong arm and say, no, I'm doing this. I deserve this. I'm not waiting on my girlfriend. I'm not waiting on my husband. I'm not waiting on my significant other. I'm doing this. And so that's kind of what I focus on and really try to get that message out there that you're worthy and you should take care of you.
Right. And you make a space for people to join your groups regardless of their significant other partnership. It's just, hey, you ready to go? Come along with us.
That's correct.
Marcus,
how would you with me kind of thing?
Yeah. Marcus, how would you describe your brand?
So my branding for Impressive Travels, when it comes down to my groups, is a little different than my everyday travel. But my groups are more, I get you say, more active, more party groups. So pretty much all of my people literally range from like 25 to about 55. My oldest was like 95. She just passed away last year. But
Oh,
we focus on more active, so more parties, nightlife, excursions, and like a good time and destination. So my group, that's their main thing they're looking for, just a good time and want to have like a good vibe with the people they're with. So we started with like 20 people. Now we get up to about 80 to 100. And our group is so tight knit that they know the people to invite to join us, because we all get along so well that they know the exact people that's going to fit in well with everyone else. So
and
now, like, we're all friends.
do you find with such a broad age range that that works? I mean, if you had told me you kind of segmented, that would be natural for me to think about. But 22 to, the 50s, that's a big range. Yet you have people that want
So,
to partake in the same sort of activities?
so how it works, I have like my lawyer clients. She'll come and she do what she want to do with the group, and what she don't want to, she'll do something on her own. But she'll still link back up with us at a pool or at one of the events I'm hosting on property or in destination. But she still makes time for things she wants to do. Like, she's not I want to do everything you guys do, but I'm a tag along on some of the other stuff y'all are doing.
That's fantastic. So do you feel like, oh, where'd he go? Do you feel like this, Wanda, did your brand evolve over time, or was it something that when you entered into the industry, you knew you were like, yep, I'm going this direction?
Oh no, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's like any new industry that you go into or any new job you take, there's a learning curve. There's a time when you have to figure out, who am I in this new skin? We all come into different or new changes, not really understanding the full scope of what we might have walked into. And so the first part, of course, is trying to recognize and accept the fact that I brought something to the table to start with, but also that I'm not really starting over brand new in life. I'm just starting a new chapter in a book from that standpoint. And so every day, really, I feel like I'm writing a new page within my chapter and within the overall book of what's really happening, because I can look back, even as I look back to my marketing from when I started. I look at things now from back when I started and go, what the heck was I thinking? I mean, really, it's definitely an evolving situation. I didn't have, i.e. necessarily brand colors or any of that before, I started. And then when I started, I just kind of started throwing things out. And so truly almost daily, I'm writing a new page because new strategies come to mind, new things come to mind. Your clients tell you things of that nature, and you just adjust, you pivot and do what you have to do.
Yeah. Marcus, what I had asked Wanda was, did you know from day one that this is kind of what you wanted a focus of your business to be, or did it evolve over time?
So I think it evolved over time. So what my mindset was, like, for me, my market usually gets busy in the summer months, like super busy summer months. So I thought about it, it's like, okay, maybe I'll start planning group trips in the summer, so I know that residual will be there when the summer gets here. So I start building those months up. So I start focusing on just building my books around the summer months and start hosting my groups. So it took off. Like, my first group was like 17 people, and it just started to build every year. So now we get up to about 80 to 100 people. Like, I just got back yesterday, and it was 20 of us went to Las Vegas, and that was part of the travel group. And never any issues, no pushback. I tell them where we're going, and everyone's down.
Okay, so let's talk about that, because Wanda, I know you kind of do the same thing. You say, this is where I'm going, who's in. That's that it factor. Oh, poor Marcus keeps going. Oh, there he is. That's that thing, right, that you both seem to have. Can you put your finger on what that is, that make people want to say, we don't really care where you're going, we just want to go with you?
I think it's sincerity, honesty. It's just being who you are. one thing that definitely helped me in that regard is, as you were asking about, is creating my niche of what I wanted to do. Like, I listened to Marcus say his groups are 80, 100 and larger. And I go, yeah, my groups are boutique groups. My groups are 20 or less, because my MO is I want to get to know you up close and personal. I want to be able to sit around with you, have drinks, have conversations, etc. It's not that you can't do that with larger groups, but sometimes it's, for me anyway, it gets challenging. And so a lot of people don't believe this about me, but I'm an introvert. I do not like crowds. I've only been to one concert in my life. I just had this conversation with somebody recently. I don't like people all up on me, things of that nature. So I do boutique groups because I feel more comfortable in a setting where we can sit at a round table and, have conversation, etc. But I think the real thing is, because we think about going to the grocery store and you go down the bread aisle, and my Lord, there's 20, 30 different bread types that's on the aisle. And so what makes them different? Everybody's got their thing, and we all are selling travel. And when people say, well, what makes you different? The only comment I really can give them is me. It's just me. I'm me, and I'm going to provide you X, Y, Z. I make it clear. This is what I'm committed to. This is what I'm going to provide you. This is what you're going to come back feeling like. This is what you're going to feel like when you're in destination. This is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to wait on you hand and foot. I'm going to make sure you're having a good time, so forth and so on. So truly, I think the only thing that separates us in our businesses is what we bring to the table. Simple as that.
I love it. Marcus, what do you think your thing is?
I'm the same as Wanda. I'm authentic. I'm me. I don't try to be anyone else. Again, a lot of people got a little irritated when I say it, but I stay in my own lane. I'm not worrying about what the next person is doing. Yeah. I focus on me. What brings my clients back is because we're going to have a great time. They know I'm a hotel snob, so they know we're going to be at a good property. And that's the main focus of our groups. Like, I started off with smaller hotels, but nicer hotels. As we grew, I was able.
As we grew what? I'm waiting with bated breath. We grew what? All right. Oh, now I see no Wanda.
You don't see me either?
Now I see you. I can hear you and I can see you. I'll ask you another question if I don't see Marcus come back in a second. Thanks everyone for joining us today. We're just having a few technical difficulties.
There we go. I still hear you guys, but I'm going. But so it's just the fact we were able to grow into getting up to more of a luxury hotel and get into nicer properties as we grew past the years, because everyone's now, I've set the tone, I've set their standards. So now they know what it's like to be in a nicer property, and they don't want to go down. And they're willing to pay whatever it is at this point.
And I think you told me that when I had the opportunity to travel with you over the summer, not with one of your party groups, but for an event. I think you told me that, like, you don't get pushback on price.
Nope.
It's here you go.
Nope. Like, I have a group. We're going to Antigua in July. I have a group of 80 booked as of right now. Some of them booked the overwater bungalows, and that was okay with the price.
Yeah,
and I was able to get. We're staying at the Royalton Chic Antigua. Everyone booked Diamond Club, every single room, because it was like, okay. I explained it to them. If you don't, you won't be with all the group. Exactly. Well, I want to be with everyone, so they paid for it. They upgraded.
That's awesome. Okay, so that leads me to, you
have to let them know what's available and help them understand of what the difference is.
Yes.
And once you get that to them, they understand of, okay, if one, I won't be with everyone, because if we're Diamond Club, we're not going to be on the regular side. I'm not going to drink the regular alcohol when I can get better. So that's one of the things you have to relate to everyone and get them to understand of what's available and what's offered in that package. Because even with my groups, yes, this is the hotel package, this is your flight, but this is not the activities. That's separate.
Okay. So let me ask you this. You're going to Antigua. Wanda, where is your next group going?
My next group, we're going to Dubai.
Okay. So how do you determine the next? are you polling people? Do you have that group trip booked, the next one ready to go so that you can advertise it while you're in destination? How do you pick?
I poll while we're in destination, and the month after we return, I post it, and I post it on social media. I send them a email blast letting them know, and I get to the point of, hey, if you attended this trip, if you attended our 2024 trip, your deposit will be this amount. You're getting a discount on the deposit, and that make everyone book faster.
Yeah.
And I run that for about a week.
Okay. And everyone from your group last year really wanted Antigua.
Yes.
Huh.
Because I try
cool.
to provide something totally different. Like different destinations. Don't want to keep going to Mexico. Like let them taste a little part of all of the Caribbean islands as we go on. So now my goal is to do a separate group, and that'll be an invite only, and then we'll branch off into more of Europe.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Wanda, Dubai, I know you've gone a couple of times. Is that just something that keeps coming up that people want to keep going back to?
Well, Dubai and Africa are my two specialties. And I feel like I always put those on the schedule because I know that what I offer in both of those destinations, nobody else offers. And they're going to definitely be impressed, and they're definitely going to tell other people, and other people are coming. I always tell them, especially with my Dubai trips, it is completely immersive. They're going to have more fun than they ever thought. You don't need to go and book anything extra, because once we get there, trust me, you will be exhausted. That's a trip that you go to and come back and say, I'm tired from vacation, because it is fully packed with all kinds of things that we're going to do when we're there. So those are two of my staples that I keep on my books on a regular basis, because people come back, they talk about it, they post about it, they tell their friends about it, etc. So it keeps a turning door of people coming asking about it and asking, when are we doing it again? When are we doing it again? I missed it, so I want to get on that the next time, kind of thing.
So how do you advertise these? I know, Marcus, I see you on social media. What avenues do you use?
I'm mainly social media. So mine's and word of mouth. So like I said, my clients do know the people to invite. Because it has to miss, like our energy is so good. We all get along so well. So they know the people they invite into our group has to match the energy and be able to get along with it. Like everyone in our group plays well with others. So that's the focus, that we can all get along, have a great time, and do it again.
Yep, that's an important.
God help that person if they invite the wrong person.
Exactly.
Have you ever had that happen?
I haven't.
You haven't? You've never had someone not? Yeah, knock on some wood.
Yeah, I haven't. Everyone has like our group gets along so well that they do happy hours and stuff together outside of traveling. We just went to one of our group members' birthday party last weekend. That's how well everyone gets along.
Huh. And are they kind of from the same area, or are they now all over when you've got a group of 80 or 100?
All over Houston, and I got a few in St. Louis, Dallas. So starting to spread out. So, but it's going from the word of mouth of the people in Houston. So it's like their family members in different cities.
Yeah. Wanda, if there was something that you felt like you could do better when it comes to your group business, what would you feel it would be?
Advertise better, communicate better. Asking the question you just asked, I could definitely touch my clients more. I do a number of things, but because I've got my hands in a lot of pots, I miss some things, but that's why I have systems that have automation. Automation for me has really made a big difference, because I'm able to set things up and let them go automatically. People will reach out to me about the birthday email they got, the anniversary email they got. They're like, oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad I sent it. And I'm thinking, what did I send? I didn't realize, they got it. But that automation has made a major impact to help me in those situations, because I definitely could do better at touching my people on a more regular basis. I have all the analytics that kind of tells me when was the last time I sent them an email and all that good stuff. And I know that that's one of my shortcomings, is that I don't touch them enough from an email perspective. I do social media, etc. Every so often I'm sending out a communication on email or something of that nature, but I could definitely do better. Definitely do better.
Okay. Marcus, do you feel like there's an area where you feel like you've got an opportunity for growth?
Yes. So for me, it would be more of my planning of my events. I'm super last minute because outside of the group planning, I have, my regular travel stuff going on. So it's just getting those events out. Now, what I can say, I have been blessed with a great group of people that don't like trip on it or anything. Like I can send it the week before. Hey, this is what we're going to do. I need your payment by Monday, and they'll send it. But at a point of, it's a point that I'm getting too big to be super last minute with the excursions. Just the fact that just started playing that a little better. That would be my only downfall. But some of the is when you're planning, especially large groups, is the fact of trying to get in contact with everyone. So like the party boat people and DJs and all that, like it's hard dealing with the groups department. So that is part of my with the procrastination, because like it gets kind of overwhelming when you have to keep reaching back for weeks on end trying to get in contact with someone at destination. But
yes,
that'll be the main downfall.
I know he can hear us. That, communication is always challenging, I think, especially when you're working with other islands. And I know for me personally, Wanda, I love my paper. When you can't mark that thing off because you're waiting for that email back, it's so maddening sometimes. And especially when you're dealing with a big group and you're probably going to need a whole boat. It's hard to wait for that stuff.
So that'll be the only my downfall right there, is just waiting with the excursions. But besides that, everything else flows well with the booking and keeping in contact with clientele. And my clients, they'll email me, text me, or inbox me on social media asking me any questions they have.
Well, Marcus, if you need a project manager that you need to hire as a contractor, just give me a call, hon. I got you.
See, agents helping agents. I love it. Now, Marcus, I have to ask you something. Maybe you can't answer this, so you just say, Carolyn, I can't answer that. I saw something posted on social media about you maybe having a few TV opportunities.
Yes. So I've had a couple casting interviews with one is called it's almost like a Big Brother type show for entrepreneurs. And the other one was called Legends. So I'm still talking to the people on the Legends. I turned the other one down, but I'm still talking to them on the Legends to see. But it's almost like what is that show? With the owners come in and watch you, whatever.
Undercover Boss.
Undercover, yeah.
Yeah, like boss thing, yeah. So you have it's pretty much my own episode just discussing me, the brand, the business, and they do all the marketing and everything for it.
Wow,
that's very cool. Good for you.
Yeah, and the company is actually a marketing company, just trying to branch out to do a TV show for it as well.
Awesome.
Very cool. All right. So I have one more question that kind of switches gears a little bit, but you both know, in the last couple of weeks, there have been some major plane incidents that have just been heartbreaking. Do you feel, do you have clients reaching out to you when they see things in the news, especially when it comes to air travel, where they are nervous, they are not sure if they should travel? And if so, what are some of the words that you use, like to what do you say to them? I know that's a tough one. I probably should have prepped you on that one. I just was curious because I've been thinking about it a lot when someone says, I know the words to say when someone says, is Cancun safe? I've got that one down pat, but the air travel is a little trickier.
I haven't had any calls as yet about the air travel. Knock on wood. I haven't got that call yet. I only get most of my calls is mainly about if there's any alerts, like you said, Cancun or Jamaica and stuff like that. I just go with it's the same thing happening in the United States. Now, the only issue after doing owners forum we're now held reliable for anything that happens. So now I have to figure out how to reword what I say, because you can't guarantee safety like in Cancun.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so that's one of the issues that I have an issue with right now. I was just trying to figure out the right words on how to put it in the right words, with not saying it's fully safe and something happens, then I'm held reliable because I told them it was safe and now
Right.
they did. But it's that's one of the issues right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I always tell people I won't convince you to travel, right? I can't convince you. If you want to cancel because you're fearful, you can do that. Here are the penalties, in order
Right.
to do that. And that's the part that people don't always understand. Well, why do I have a penalty if I don't feel safe? And it's like, I get that, but that's not a covered reason.
Yep.
So, but you're absolutely right. The wording is key. Wanda, have you had any concerns from clients?
Not that much. Only like if I have a group and we're going somewhere, like for instance, we got ready to go to Egypt at one particular point, there were some questions and concerns about it. The majority of the questions and concerns I get, it's clear that the party is not aware of geography and how close or how far things are from one another from that standpoint. So those are kind of the questions I get that usually end up being, well, that's like, 300, 400 miles apart or whatever, that's not really close, from that standpoint. And, but the other thing is, as far as to what I say to them, I typically, as Marcus was saying, if it's something that, I'll use Dominican Republic and Mexico from the past, a lot of the stuff that was advertised back in the day, it's like those same things and worse happen in the US from that standpoint. I also, when it comes to alerts and things of that nature, I try to even tell them, we're always concerned about what's happening in another country based on the alerts that you get, but you're not privy to what are the alerts those countries are getting about us. I get more information from my people that are abroad that are saying, yeah, we're not doing this because of this. For instance, I'm thinking, not political in any way. I'm just saying in reference to a lot of the stuff that's going on in our world, the Canadians, I'm sure everybody's seen in the news, booing our anthem, et cetera. I've had people, I was watching a newscast the other day and they had a travel agent on that was from Canada. And her comment was, a lot of my clients are not going to the US right now because of this, that, and the other, da, da, da. So most of the time, my comment is simply that the whole world has challenges. No matter where you go, there's a potential for challenge. Number one, get travel insurance. That's my first comment. Get your travel insurance. Number two, know what you're being covered for in that travel insurance. And your feeling about fear is not covered. And you need to be aware of that. And Too Busy Not to Travel has a no refund policy, point blank. So have your travel insurance from that standpoint. Right. And again, kind of as Marcus said, I don't tell them it's going to be safe. I just simply say, you could be riding in your car on your way to work and get hit and killed, or you walk out your front door and a stray bullet hits. I mean, to me, it's you take a risk in just living. I mean, really. And me, I'm very upfront and just kind of say it. And I'm just like, take a risk in living. So no matter where you go, no matter what's going on, there's always a risk. You want to be street smart, always with your eyes open, always aware. And second, the last thing I always do with my group travel, I make a point, and most of my clients are impressed that I do it. I make a point to give them an emergency procedure. In the event we are in a destination and the world starts to crumble, here is what the plan is. So I make a point that they have the embassy's telephone number, the embassy's address. I tell them up front, I am not your shero. I ain't looking for you. You need to get to the embassy. I'm me. I'll meet you at the embassy. That's when I'll start taking head counts and trying to figure out who's not here. And then I'll notify people at that point. But I'm not coming looking for you. You're an adult. Meet me here. Simple as that.
Oh, Wanda, I love how straightforward you are. Well, and there are points that make sense, right? You're putting yourself at risk, and yeah. So, well, I thank you both. Any final thoughts on groups before I let you go and enjoy the rest of your day?
my comment and my thought would be, success does not happen overnight. It is a building process, and identify your niche. You cannot be everything to everyone. Figure out what is your specialty and go with it. It'll definitely reward you.
I love it.
Yes,
Marcus?
Do what works for you. If you want to do all inclusive as a group, you want to do cruises as a group, do what best works for you. Don't try to do what someone else is doing, and just make it work in your favor, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the person on the line for all these people. So make sure it works for you and you can handle it. Don't, like Wanda does her boutique groups, I do larger groups. It works for, we're both doing groups and it works for us. So whatever you're comfortable with, that's what you should do.
Perfect. I love it. What a fantastic way to end. You guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It has been just a fantastic afternoon. Our next show, you guys, is February 26th, and we're going to have our very talented group of regional coordinators that are part of KHM. So I will see you there. Don't forget to sign up for Boot Camp 1.0 that opened today if you are new or newer to the industry. Thanks, you guys, so much. It was wonderful to see you.
It was great. Thank y'all.